shot and scores!
Nice Shabbat curled and drives and scores!
And the Senators win it.
Five apart, another chance, Matheson to score! Drake Matheson, and got it. Green again, scores!
Welcome to SENS TALK. My name is Brandon, and I'm your host. Now, before we get started, please follow me on Twitter at SENSTALK_ and on Instagram at SENS TALK. Now, I have a very special guest joining for today's show. Second period recap will be done by NHL correspondent for SENS TALK, Derek Lee. Very, very happy to have him on the show for today, so stay tuned for that for the second period recap. Now, last night, Ottawa took on the Winnipeg Jets. Very clear reminder, moving forward, most likely if the Sens game starts after 8 o'clock Eastern time, there's a very good chance I won't do the video. If the game is at 8 o'clock, maybe there's a slight chance I'll do the video, but if it's like 8:30, past 8:30, definitely no. So just stay tuned. Like if the Sens are playing, like on Monday, they're playing Vancouver at 10 o'clock. So that video will be uploaded on Tuesday, just to give you an idea. So if you don't see the video the night of, right after the game at like 1 o'clock in the morning, the next day you'll see it, so don't worry. Now, let's get into yesterday's game, because Ottawa played a good game, and that was without Tim Stützle. He was put on the injured reserve. Now, remember, this is not a big deal. He will be available for Monday's game, which is tomorrow. So, you know, there's a very good chance he's activated off the IR. This was just to give flexibility to the lineup for DJ Smith, and we'll get to that very soon. Now, starting in net tonight, last night was Marcus Hogberg. He his first start since March 10th. He got in some third period action a couple games ago against the Jets, so it just made sense to give Matt Murray some more rest. Now, the Sens, of course, are coming off a 4-1 brutal loss to the Winnipeg Jets, and they're trying to rebound. And before this game, the Jets and Columbus made a huge deal. Patrick Laine went to the Columbus Blue Jackets, and Pierre-Luc Dubois went to Winnipeg, so that's a big move, but Dubois didn't play in this game. He has to go through quarantine and a bunch of other stuff. Now let's get into the Game 5 lineup for your Ottawa Senators. So it's Brady Tkachuk with Josh Norris and Drake Batherson, the Chuck Norris line. Second line, Nick Paul. I'd love to see him on the second line. He's been incredible with Anisimov and Dadonov. Third line, Turney, Stepan, and Brown. The fourth line, Paquette with Watson and Michael Haley. A lot of people were, including myself, were not very thrilled about this move by DJ Smith. So many things to unpack here. Firstly, Alex Galchenyuk scored one of the only goals for Ottawa 2-3 nights ago, or through 2 to 3 games ago, and you benched him for an AHLer like Michael Haley. And then Cedric Paquette, who, you know, hasn't been great, to be quite honest with you, a couple of careless mistakes and dumb penalties, costly penalties, played instead of what was a foundational piece last year, Colin White. Colin White was signed to a long-term contract because he was viewed as, you know, one of those foundational pieces for the rebuild. So what the hell is going on here, DJ Smith? What is going on? Why is Colin Galchenyuk, you know what, fine. If you don't want him on the fourth line, he's a defensive liability, I get it. But Colin White, what the hell what are we doing here? All right? This is a rebuild. We're not expecting to win a Stanley Cup right now. So there is not a damn reason why Colin White is not in the lineup. You know, it's Game 5. Keep that in mind. This team hasn't played in almost a year. This is a lot of new players together. Things are going to be bumpy, but like, you're not helping yourself, you know, win or lose games by putting a fourth line like that. You could put a fourth line with Colin White and Philip Schlappick and fine, throw Austin Watson. But that is immensely better than Michael Haley with Cedric Paquette and Austin Watson. I just don't understand the move. It's just disheartening to see Colin White benched again. For a guy that was supposed to be in the AHL or as a taxi squad reserve guy, it's just ridiculous. Now the pairings is Shabbat and Nikita Zaitsev. Now Zaitsev has been very, very good. He was very good as well in last night's game. But Nikita Zaitsev with Shabbat, that pairing is one of the best in the NHL this season so far analytically. It's very early, but it's a good sign. The second pairing was Mike Riley with Josh Brown. The third line, thankfully, Christian Wolanin got his opportunity, and he made the best of it with Goodbranson. Now, the starting goaltender, we already said, was Hogberg. Murray will be backing up, so White and Galchenyuk are scratched. Artem Zub scratched again with Braden Coburn. I would expect Zub to play tomorrow's game against Vancouver, though. Let's get to the first period where 1 minute in, Ottawa is jumping. Derek Stepan with a beautiful pass to Connor Brown to spring him loose on a breakaway, but Brown was robbed by the double pad stack of Connor Hellebuck. Keeps it scoreless. 6 minutes later, Michael Haley goes on to send a message. He fights Nathan Beaulieu. They both got into a fight, we'll call it. It was more of a, I'll punch your helmet if you punch my helmet. It wasn't a real fight. It was just Ottawa had momentum before that, and then Haley's fight there just ruined the momentum. But an interesting point here is Nathan Beaulieu fought Brady Tkachuk in last game, so I think there's some beef between the Ottawa Senators and Nathan Beaulieu. They were going after him throughout the game, so there's definitely some beef between him and the Sens org. So, yeah, they threw him out there, and I hope, Haley doesn't get another opportunity over Colin White again. I don't want to rag on the guy too much. He's doing his best, but it's just the coach is making dumb decisions. Now, 14 minutes in, Zaitsev fails to clear the puck. The Jets recovered it, and Nikolai Ehlers is wide open for the one-timer, and Hoggy gets a piece of it, Marcus Hogberg, but it goes in 5-hole. The Jets lead 1-0. What the issue with this is that Nikita Zaitsev essentially forces the turnover. He's trying to get it out. There's 3 or 2 Jets swarming him. Forces the turnover. So the Jets go out. You got 3 or 4 Sanders in the left corner. Suddenly, the Jets are back on the point, and they have all this open ice. And that open ice was supposed to be covered by Nikita Zaitsev, but he was caught back because the Sanders needed help on clearing the puck. Defensive lapse, Ehlers, all the open space, one-times it. It happens. Defensive mistakes happen. I'm not going to get upset at Nikita Zaitsev. Yeah, he looked really good in yesterday's game, and those things happen. It is what it is, and it's more on the right defenseman. He should have got the puck out. He shouldn't have had to get Zaitsev get in there. But anyways, first period thoughts. Paul and Wolanin stood out. They were incredible. The Sens had some good chances. It was a pretty even first period, though. Both teams got a good amount of chances, and Ottawa came out strong, but as we'll see in the third period, that didn't last too long. But let's get to the second period recap with Derek Lee.
All right, this is your second period recap, and we go just 4 minutes in after a pretty good first period by the Ottawa Senators. And lo and behold, Evgeny Dadonov with the monkey off his back, sliding one in past Hellebuck, and I thought Nick Paul made a tremendous play to get it to him in the neutral zone. And then we slide along here to 8 minutes in, and the tie game didn't last too long for the Senators. Christian Wolanin pressured into a turnover into his own zone, unfortunately. A little bit of tic-tac passing by the Jets results in Kyle Connor netting his 4th of the year, and the Jets quickly retake the lead. It was 2-1 at that point. And then at the 11-minute mark in the second period, Austin Watson showing some poise with the puck a little bit in the offensive zone. He kind of got lucky. He swept a backhander towards the net in that crowd of bodies. Josh Norris, nice little tip play to Brady Tkachuk, who spins, fires, and scores. Gets it 5-hole on Hellebuck. At that point, the game was tied at 2s. And then just a short time later, at the 14-minute mark, Nick Paul, who's been tremendous this season, he enters the zone. Harmless-looking play. It was a 1-on-2. Everybody else peeling off for a change. But Nick Paul showing that release and that shot that he has in his arsenal. He surprises Hellebuck with a wicked wrister from way outside. And the Senators have their first lead of the hockey game. Second period thoughts. It was a tremendous second period from the Ottawa Senators. I thought they dictated the play. Nick Paul stood out to me the most, probably in this game, but probably in all 5 games that the Senators have played at this point in the season. And also I thought Marcus Hogberg played tremendous in that second period. He showed us the athleticism that he had. He made a few key saves, particularly late when the Jets were trying to tie the score. So heading into the third period, it was looking good for the Ottawa Senators, being ahead 3-2.
Thank you, Derek, for the second period recap. Now, unfortunately, that second period would be the last period Ottawa would be doing anything in this game. And frankly, that second period is one of the best periods by Ottawa this season. And this third period was the complete opposite of that. Ottawa got walked on, they got dominated, and they got utterly destroyed in the third period. And it's a reoccurring theme now. It's 5 games. It's at least 3 or 4 of the 5 games Ottawa's collapsed in the third, and they did it again here. Now, there's one note for the third period. Cedric Paquette was deemed out before the third period begun with a lower body injury. Hopefully he's okay. We'll see. But really, the Sens' domination ends as the puck drops for the third, because 3 minutes in, Paul Stastny walks around the Sens D, that's Anisimov, just walks right around Anisimov. He shoots the puck, it hits the post, Andrew Kopp puts the rebound in, Jets tied at 3. And then Ottawa, for 9 to 10 minutes, are just chasing the puck. Marcus Hogberg is forced to make multiple huge stops. And eventually, Ottawa gets to the final 6 to 7 minutes. It's a tie game, thank the heavens. Marcus Hogberg has been forced to make unreal stops. And then Derek Stepan again. He did this in the last few games. He did it again. Second time he's done it this season. 5 games so far. He made a rookie mistake, and he's a veteran on this team. And he admitted it himself. He shouldn't have done this. He can't do this. He flipped the puck into the empty stands for no one to see. But we saw it on TV because that was a huge penalty against the Ottawa Senators. The Winnipeg Jets go on the power play with 6 minutes remaining, and you already know that's going to be an issue, because a minute later, Paul Stastny left all alone, power play goal, Jets dominated. It's a 4-3 game, and a minute later, the Jets take the lead, and they double it. It's 5-3. They're in front of the net. Hogberg can't stop the puck, goes in. A minute later, Derek Stepan throws it on net. Turing tips it home, but it's offside, so no goal. The Jets win this one 6-3. And in the third period, Ottawa got outshot 20-4. Let me repeat that. The Ottawa Senators got outshot 20-4 in the third period. You can't have that happening. You just can't have that happening. So there's a lot of things that go into that. It's lineup decisions. It's basically the coach's fault. It's not the player's fault. I'm sorry. These players are just playing in the coach's system, okay? They're listening to their coach, all right? And more importantly, the coach decides who's out there in the final minutes. That's just the way it is. That's the fact. So it is the coach's loss. DJ Smith overcoached this game by putting in not the best available fourth line, by not putting the best players on at the critical moments, and then, just the collapse in the third period. He didn't adjust to the game. So Ottawa loses 6-3. Ottawa collapses in the third period for seems like the 1,000th time this season, but like the third or fourth in reality. And the Sens have a problem. Now, of course, they haven't played in almost a year. These are almost all new teammates together. They didn't have any preseason, so they had no practice. So of course there's going to be some errors here and there. But a recurring theme of a third period collapse is something to be concerned about, and you don't want that to continue. So the Sens need to end this third period collapse tendency, and the Sens coaching staff needs to fix their system because it's not working. Now, as the Jets win 6-3, there's a lot of positives to talk about in this game for the Ottawa Senators. And when I speak about that, we're going to talk about the SENS TALK Star of the Night voted by you, the fans, because I posted this poll at 12:39 a.m. last night. It's now 6:52 p.m., so I'm going to screenshot that. Here are the results, and this was very lopsided. We got 136 votes, by the way. So, in fourth place with 1% of the vote, Connor Brown. He had like 2 or 3 breakaways in last night's game. He was very good. Third star with 4% of the vote, Christian Melanin. This is shocking. Christian Melanin had a really good game. I thought he would have got many more votes. In second place with 6% of the vote, Brady Tkachuk had that goal in the second period. And the first star with 89% of the vote, he's been easily the best Sens forward this season. Nick Paul is your SENS TALK Star of the Night. He has been incredible, ladies and gentlemen. And tomorrow night, the Sens take on the Vancouver Canucks. I look forward to seeing if Nick Paul can continue this hot start. But besides that, comment below what you think. What should Ottawa do? How do they fix that third period? Let me know what you think. Besides that, thank you all for watching. Please follow us on Twitter at SensTalk_ and on Instagram at SensTalk. But more importantly, tomorrow the Sens play against the Vancouver Canucks at 10 p.m. Eastern Time, which means on Tuesday we will upload that video for you. So stay tuned on Tuesday for the video. But besides that, thank you all for watching. Be sure to like this video, share this video with your cool stuff, and click the big red button down there and subscribe to us and turn the notification bell on so you get notified whenever we upload a new video. Besides that, thank you all for watching. I appreciate the support, and I'll see you Tuesday. Go Sens, go.